I'm Brad Valancourt with your Athletic Health Report. It's amazing. After all we know today about injury prevention, these hardworking young college women who log long hours every day, practicing, hitting the weights, stretching, etc., still suffer from anterior cruciate ligament injuries way more often than the college men. The delicate knee joint needs the support of specific muscles and strength ratios in order to keep the strands like the ACL from tearing. When I started helping athletes perform better in the 90s, we were learning how female athletes' chances of tearing their ACL grew 300% by the time they went from playing high school sports to college. A study done by the University of Vermont Medical Center now shows almost 30 years later that number is still an astounding 280% higher than their male counterpart. In today's world of almost instant results, what can we do to slow the flurry of ACL injuries so we can save these dedicated athletes? Regardless of the sport, one thing we can look at is how women land when they are jumping. They don't splay their feet, which allow the hamstrings and glutes to absorb some of the impact. The quadriceps take on too much and therefore end up too strong compared to the supporting muscles, creating massive imbalances. One of the reasons this problem persists is the difference in training quality the women tend to get compared to the men. The budget is usually much smaller with the women's teams. This leads to a lack of proper instruction and technical supervision to show these women the valuable corrections in movements that will prolong their competitive career. When it comes to the knee joint and muscle imbalances, the major shock absorbers when landing a jump include the glutes, which help the pelvis from over-rotating, the hamstrings, whose job is to keep the person from leaning too far forward, as well as the front of the thighs, with one in particular called the vastus medialis oblique, which is the teardrop-shaped muscle that is closer to the inside part of the thigh. This is responsible for keeping the knees from collapsing and prevents us from falling backwards when we're off balance. Another reason for the instability in the knee joint, all joints for that matter in women, has to do with how much estrogen is produced at certain times within a woman's menstrual cycle. The more estrogen produced, the more lax the joints become while there is so much estrogen in their system. This is where having the buffer from their enhanced and balanced muscular development becomes paramount for injury prevention. Sports are already a battle. We might as well enhance the quality of play we see from these dedicated athletes. I'm Brad Valancourt with your Athletic Health Report,